In September of 2020, the City and Borough of Juneau Assembly appropriated Federal CARES Act funding to assist 135 Juneau artists. In the spirit of the Works Projects Administration of the 1930s era, the Juneau ArtWorks program reflects the zeitgeist of the public health emergency and will remind us of how our community responded to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Indel Willawan, Abel Ryan, Dawayu, Lakibu, Tepetku, Simsianu, Metlakatla, Diwalwatku, Juneau, Diwalzogu. How are all of you? My name is Abel Ryan. I am of the Lakibu clan, and I am Simsian, originally from Metlakatla, and live here in Juneau. Over a period of time, having a chance to reflect upon how things changed was kind of the inspiration for my approach with the panels, with the paintings. And I wanted to convey it in a way that showed a singular image, but broken to show how I felt at different times throughout the pandemic and the shutdown. This is the center panel. This is where the core of the design is. This is done very traditionally. We have the start of our bentwood box design here, which extends out into the other two panels. The form line is traditional in that it has black primary form line, black lines, red secondary form line in here, and is representative of where we were before the pandemic. This is normal. And I move over to the panel here on the far right, and things were weird, things were off, the world was becoming a different place, and I conveyed that with the form line colors being reversed of what they are in the original panel and the center panel, and then the addition of deep down inside a part of me, a part of my soul that I protect, that is the essence of who I am. And it is looking out and seeing the world for what it is while all of this is happening. And then from here, the pandemic continued on, and it continued on, and the world kept changing. And so I conveyed that in this design here. The world is semi-unrecognizable. The colors are crazy. There's very little consistency in the world as we were living through the middle of the pandemic. We didn't know what was going to be happening from one day to the next. It's a symbol of uncomfortableness. It's chaos, essentially. The piece is not just the painting of the panels, it's also the frame. The frames are all stained red and they're oak. And so oak is a very strong, resilient material. And I wanted these panels framed in oak to show that strength and that resilience. Formline is, I feel, a great way to express my thoughts and ideas, just mainly because of how I was brought up with it in Metlakatla, and how it's been a major portion of my life. I think sometimes in ovoids and U-shapes. What I wanted people to be able to see and to feel was that it was difficult, and I want them to get a sense that despite all of those difficulties, that we have the strength to get through it. The choices that we make when things are hard are the very things that define our character and the very core of our being. I was in a dark place for a while, and the act of creating art is therapeutic. It is my happy place. Art is about marking time. We create something and it is a reflection of that moment in time. And that is how we mark our existence.